everybody! Finally I've been getting around to do this video that I've been promising for like a couple of months now, where I'm going to answer some of the most frequently asked questions. Some questions I get asked on almost a daily basis, and some questions not that often, but definitely regularly. Where do I live? I live in Sweden. That's also where the company is based. Second question is, have I ever studied art? The answer is yes and no. I'm mostly self-taught, but I went to an art high school, but I didn't finish that school. I just went a year or something like that. Since I always mostly paint with watercolors, I use watercolor papers, and I use a lot of different brands and types of papers, but I have certain favorites and certain papers which I don't like. The most important thing for me is the paper should have a rough surface. I can show you some of these surfaces really rough and grainy. That's what I like. I have different types of papers where the surface is more of a satin, and I don't like that because I find that instead of the water soaking up, instead of the paper soaking up the water, it's just pushing it forward. But if you use a grainy and rough surface paper, it will suck the water better in and keep it where you're putting it. Same as with the paper, I used a lot of different brands and types. In the beginning I didn't notice a big difference between the cheap colors and the more expensive ones, but as I've been progressing and going on these few years, I've come to like the more expensive colors a bit better, since they're more highly pigmented and you need less water. So I'm not any brand that I think you should use, but I definitely think you should go for perhaps not the most expensive ones, but the ones that are a little bit more expensive. This is something I do because I'm partly lazy, partly I'm not that good with negative space. And that's why I use something that's called a masking fluid, which is some kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's a fluid that it's kind of rubbery, and you draw it and you paint it over the paper, the parts you want to keep white, and you let it dry, and then you can paint all over it. And when you're done, you just rub it off, and there you go, you have some parts where the paper is kept clean and white. So that's my biggest tip to every one of you: buy some type of masking fluid. Yes, I do. Me and my friend recently started a web shop where we sell prints of our art, and it's called murderartshop.com. And you can buy prints of my art and her art as well. If you're interested in a commission work, you can email me. I will leave the email address in the video description. I think that's most of the questions which I get asked most of the time. If I have forgotten a question, you can comment them below and I will try to answer. But hopefully I won't feel as bad now if I don't have time in answering all the comments on Instagram, and you get most of your answers from this video. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you so much for following me. It means so much to me, and I'm so happy to be able to do what I do and have this many people like what I do, and all the comments and feedback from you guys means so much to me, and thank you so much.